Hey everyone, hey, how you doing? Hey Jeff here. Hey, I want to show you in the next 10 minutes how you can take a massive leap forward with your business, like a 3-year leap. You can leap forward right now. I know it sounds crazy, but we've developed a new model that I think you're going to find really interesting and really helpful. And I want to share it with you now. If you're thinking, why is Jeff in a little room with no pictures on the wall? It's because I'm in our bedroom trying not to annoy my children, which I know you'll relate to because I don't want them to disturb this video. But right now, you can make a really big difference in your business. And if you're interested in the training at any stage, just watch the first couple of minutes. It's gonna take about 10 minutes. And if you're interested in knowing more about our model and the training we have and the case study program we've got coming up, just put fearless, put fearless in the comments, because I know that you can be absolutely fearless right now. So if you want more info, just put fearless and I'll send you a personal message. So let's dive in and have a look at the model right now so you can have a look and see it. So what I'm calling it is the Hyper Virtual Pivot Plan. And you'll understand why it needs to be virtual right now, I'm sure. But really, right now, guys, there are like 3 things that are really getting in your way and in my way too, I'm sure. And number 1, number 2, and number 3, I'm going to go over them. Number 1 is the doors are kind of locked. And for those of you in real estate, literally locked in many states. You can't show people houses. That has a profound effect on your ability. Your restaurant is being closed down. That really affects the way we think. Absolutely. The other thing is we're at home a lot and there's a lot of options as to what we should do with our time. Zoom calls we could be on, are on, etc. But we can kind of feeling overwhelmed. And number 3, some of us have a very real fear that your business might sink. That's a real fear for you. You lost all the momentum at the start of this year. You probably set these incredibly beautiful, bold, brave goals. And when you were setting your goals, one of the things you forgot to do, and I'm going to tell you off, is you forgot to imagine that there might be a global pandemic when you set those goals. I'm joking, of course. But no one imagined that. And it's really thrown us all for a loop. Well, what I want to tell you today, what I'm going to share with you, is actually those goals can still really happen. You just have to reimagine the whole way this could work. And hopefully this model will at least get you thinking and give you some ideas as to how it might work for you. So the Hyper Virtual Pivot Plan looks really like this. So there's a reason why the doors seem locked to you in your imagination. Yes, the actual doors, the way you do your business, it's stopped. I understand it. You can't do it that way. But one of the reasons you're not seeing other opportunities is the amount of bad news you're consuming. And yes, bad news is all around us and we want to know what's going on. But if we consume too much bad news, it really affects our ability to look for and find and create new opportunities and new solutions. And I'm going to share some new opportunities and solutions with you today. Then one of the reasons you're overwhelmed is there's so much uncertainty right now, right? Like this is bad news. We're going to get to the good news in a second. But right now, I don't know when my kids are going to be able to go back to school. I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to a restaurant. We don't know how long this is going to last. And it creates uncertainty that also causes overwhelm. And then number 3, you're afraid your business is going to sink because all these things have happened to you. You did nothing wrong. You did absolutely nothing wrong. But you don't have the ability to run your business as you would like to, right? And so that's the bad news. But what I want us to see is if we can switch our mindset, if we can figure out all this time, how do I use it? I'm going to use it well. If we can create a sense of purpose and have a plan and have a system to pivot and to make the best use of this time, then we can develop confidence in the face of uncertainty. We can look uncertainty in the face. We can say, no, I've got a plan. Gives us confidence, right? When we're instead of consuming so much bad news, you can decide, look, I'm going to limit the amount of time I'm going to watch this bad news. I'm only going to visit these websites once a day to see these horrible graphs, right? Instead, I'm going to focus my energy on creating solutions for people. I'm going to look at what some of those could be. And then thirdly, instead of being a victim, if you switch to like, I'm going to lead people through this. There are people worse off than me. I'm going to help them. I'm going to figure out what I can do for my clients, my prospects, people in my pipeline right now. So that's the prism or the framework that I want you to develop as a mindset. No longer being uncertain, no longer consuming lots of bad news, no longer being a victim to circumstances. Instead, take on confidence, look and create solutions, look for and create solutions, and be a leader, not a victim, right? When we can do that, what we can start to do is things like this. We could say right now, wow, people are at home, people are on social media a lot more, people are needing connection. This is the perfect time for me to create many referral partners by creating really solid relationships and meeting the needs that are really specific and really strongly felt by your clients and members of your community right now. And we need to figure out what those needs are. And part of our virtual pivot plan is we're going to help you do that. Then secondly, what I want you to realize is all this time, all this pressure is an opportunity for you to build a business for the future. People's habits, the way they work, their expectations are going to be dramatically different when this finishes. We're going to do things like be a lot more on video, a lot more on Zoom. So you might as well get really good at these things right now, just as an example. And then thirdly, rather than being a victim, right now you can actually increase your market share because every single person is in the same boat as you. Your competitors have the same pressures, the same limitations. So if you're able to not be a victim and lead people through this, one, you're going to pick up more of the business that is happening now. And two, when this all washes over, you're going to be positioned perfectly to have an increased market share. So does that sound good, guys? Is that what you want? Do you want an increased market share? Do you want more referral partners? Do you want a business built for the future? I hope so, because there are three very good things that are available for you to develop and build and get right now. So again, different name here, but it's the same model here. So I got rid of all the red, all the negative, all the fear, all that sort of shit is gone. Okay. So now we're looking right here at what do you do if you want to create referral partners? What do you do if you want to build a business for the future? What do you actually do if you want to increase your market share right now? And there are 9 basic strategies that we have for you that we're going to be working with some people on to develop and to build out right now. Very time sensitive. Want to make the most of this time now. You're never going to get it back. Number 1, you need a social strategy that creates referral partners. People are on social media all the time. If you're just talking, chatting, sharing fluff, and you don't have a strategy, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to connect with people when they need it most, which is now. Number 2, you also need a nurturing strategy with daily goals so that you are building relationships continually. That's where you have the power. You can talk to as many people as you want on the phone right now. You can Facebook message as many people as you want. You can increase your Facebook engagement or your Facebook sphere, just as an example. So much you can do right now if you have a plan, daily goals, and some accountability. So that's important. And then number 3, a partnership plan. Right now, the needs are felt so deeply by people in your community. And I could give you a list of them all, but you probably know what some of them are now. You can partner up with somebody and really build a large number of partners who are potential referral partners for you now and when all this washes over. So when it comes to building a business for the future, number 4, one of the things I want you to think about is there are new revenue models to be explored right now. In fact, if you had already explored them, you wouldn't be so anxious. You'd be able to make more money than you knew how, because you'd have other things in play, not just this one thing that you've always done. And right now is a great time to develop new partnerships and new revenue models. Number 5, you want a hyper social business. Guys, the world has changed. I wish it hadn't. I liked how it was before. I'm going to like how it is in the future, that people are going to be different. Their behavior is going to be more virtual. You're going to be connecting more on video conferences, and just being able to use Zoom isn't a skill. It's a minor skill, I guess. But what you want to be able to do is to be able to host the best video conferences, best video meetings that you could possibly imagine. That's where you're going to kill it, because there's an overwhelming number of video conferences that are happening and are going to happen. And most of them are very boring. Most people don't know what to do with their energy. They don't know how to engage. And so you want to get really good at those. And then lastly, you want to upskill on how you're using video, because it's going to become way more important in the future. Now, lastly, how do you increase your market share right now? I know you've been waiting for that one. Well, number 1, you really want to be a community leader. So you want to figure out, like, how can I help the community? How can I position myself right now as an authority figure, as someone who makes a big difference in the needs and the felt needs and the things that people need right now. And then number 8, you need a current, to increase your market share right now, you need a current client and lead plan. So what I mean by that is you have people in your pipeline and you could lose them all if you do nothing, and you could lose them all if you're overly anxious, and you can't treat them all the same. And so you need to know how you're going to reach out and nurture them and keep them in your pipeline and keep them engaged so you don't lose any of them right now. And then lastly, what I think you need is, and maybe even firstly, a virus action plan. So you would never call it that, but basically you need to have your messaging straight. You need to be the leader in your market in knowing how to communicate that your services are fast, safe, and virtual as possible right now. And that will also get you some now business. So this is the model we're looking at. I'm so excited by it. It really gives me a good boost in my belly to think about how this could help you in your business. So what I want you to do, we're going to be really working hard with a few people on developing over the next 90 days a hyper virtual business model and run a case study program for it. So if you want some more info on it, what I want you to do is I want you to put the word fearless in the comments below, because it takes some boldness and some guts to say, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to make the best use of this time now because I'm never going to get it back. I'm actually going to figure out how this time away, this need that people have to connect, they're stuck in their homes, I'm going to figure out how to turn it into an opportunity for me and my family. Now, we're not talking about taking advantage of people. Never take advantage of people. What we are talking about is taking advantage of the opportunity. So the fact that people are in their homes, they have more needs, you can really make a big impact in their lives. And I want you to do that. I want the world to be better. We need more engaging people. We need more people who understand how to work virtually in a human, highly relational way. So put fearless in the comments. I'm Jeff Talbot. I'm the founder of Referral Generator. I'd love to give you some more info, talk to you about it, see if it's right for you, and we'll go from there. Hey, peace out. Have a great day. And my kids did not stay.